You'll notice I took the numbers off mainly because I was just getting ready to put a new set of numbers on, and I figured I would kind of clean up the desks and things first. I was gonna have you guys do that, but I don't know. I didn't feel like it right now. So I guess, how are we gonna start?
Like calling somebody?
Okay?
Okay. I say a number.
Definitely not.
Okay.
There are no numbers. Titus? I think you completely threw his world off of kilter right there. Okay, Titus. You'll notice up here, oh, I gotta scroll down a little bit more. That's part of the box. So the next handful of pages, we have these problems that have multiple parts to them. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna be given one part and going to fill out the rest. Okay? So that's kind of setting the setup here. So it says, suppose a car uses 1.6 gallons of gas per hour on a road trip. And FYI, nobody ever measures it like that, but we're going to for this problem. Okay, so you start with a full tank, which is 20 gallons. So if our job is to fill out everything up there, what do you want to start with? What's going to be the easiest for you? What would you start with? 0, 0? Okay, good idea. Incorrect. And I say incorrect only because let's label what the numbers stand for. So if X is going to be how many hours you drive, Y would be how many gallons are left. I'm not going to be able to fit that. So it says we start off with 20 gallons of gas. So instead of having 0, 0, we would say that we have driven 0 hours and we have 20 gallons left. So instead of 0, 0, it's 0, 20. Okay? Okay, how about now? It sounds like you want to focus on the table though.
Oh, no, wait, I filled the 100, so that would be what,
1, good.
17.4? No.
18.4, but correct idea. That's pretty good to try to do that in your head though. Okay, so you got that because you just subtracted 1.6? Perfect. Calling somebody else. Because clearly we're gonna fill out the table. Scarlett? Help me fill out the other two numbers on the table. Even if you can't think of the numbers, just tell me what to do.
And then
1.6? Correct. So let's see, that would make it 17.8, 16.8. So I subtracted 0.6 first and then I subtracted 1. And okay, perfect. Good start. Rolling? You want a pencil? Is that what you're looking for? Heads up so I don't like. Perfect. Where should we go from here? Should we write the equation? Should we graph it? Anything? Okay, we can do that. I'll spot you. Y equals. Now what's going to be the slope? Because nowhere did it say slope. But it did tell us how much it changes each time. How much does it change each time? You are 100% on the right idea, but where are you getting those numbers from? Are you just trying to subtract them in your head? Oh, got it. Perfect idea. It goes down by 1.6. So negative 1.6x. Because the slope is how much it changes, and our numbers were going down 1.6 each time? No, excellent. Okay, do you wanna finish the equation, or do you want somebody else to finish it? Okay,
Come on.
come on. What, we have most of the equation here. Nope. What does that mean? Oh, what are we gonna write at the end? So we've written slope times x, what's the y-intercept? Cause that's the other number we need. Perfect. Good, I mean, that's it, that's all I needed. Do you wanna do the graph, or do you want somebody else to do that? Sure. Oh, we'll be nice, he's been gone 3 of the last 4 days. I think he'd be able to do it, but we'll just pretend he doesn't. Peyton? So we've got 2 things left. We have a graph and we have a question. The question, we probably want to use the graph to figure out the answer. So how would we graph this?
By labeling the x and
Okay, that's a good start. So the bottom will be hours, the Y will be gallons remaining. Okay, done. And then how would you go about graphing it? I mean, there's a bunch of ways we could do it really, but probably one that's relatively easy or.
Okay, I find like how much gallons are left at 5 hours.
Okay, how come?
Cause you look like at the numbers at the bottom, it only says like 0, 5, so it counts by that.
Okay, well, it actually counts by ones, but you're right, they only wrote every 5. Okay, so to get 5, I would put 5 into this equation. So negative 1.6 times 5, well, that'd be negative 8. So negative 8 plus 20 would be 12. So we have the point 5, 12. Okay? We need more points to make a graph though. I was expecting you to say something easier. What you said was great though, like that's good to do that method, but where could we have written other points that we already know?
Oh, 0, 1, and 2.
The table, yep, perfect. 0, 20, 1, 18.4, 16, 17, 18, good enough right there. 2, 16.8, 3, 15.2, and then I can make a terrible line. If you guys have 2 pencils or something, or like a folder, you can make a nice line with that. Okay, I think I can probably answer my other question now. Peyton, who's gonna help me with that? Who didn't go yesterday? Nora? Okay. Nora says how many hours will you have driven if you only have 7.2 gallons of gas left in the car? Where do I look on the graph for that? Okay. All right, so left-hand side stands for gallons. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and find 7.2 on the left-hand side. 5, 6, 7, right about there. Does that sound okay? You can't just say, I don't know. You definitely do. Okay, so I went up to what it says. And what I want to do next is find out where my graph is that height. So what number is directly under that dotted line that I drew? About, because my graph isn't perfect. Do you think 8? Sure. Anywhere right about there would be correct, 8 or 9 or so.
I got.
There are plenty of seats out there now. I can't believe you were about to do that. We're gonna say 8-ish. Okay, good. Rather than you calling on somebody else. Does anybody know how I could have found the exact answer without using the graph?
The kept subtracting.
Oh, okay, you're basically saying continue the table on? That might have worked. I have no idea if it's gonna land exactly on 7.2 though. It probably does, but I have no idea if it does. Perfect. I could put 7.2 in place of Y, because Y stands for the gallons. And if I put 7.2 there, I could solve it and get the actual answer. Now, we're not going to do that because technically, that's our next unit. Our next unit is on solving things. Otherwise, we are gonna have a third of our test is gonna be questions like this, where you're going to be given one of the things. Like you might be given the graph, you might be given the equation, you might be given the table, or you might be given a word, what's the best way to phrase that? A real life scenario, even though it's kind of hazy at best there. And you're gonna have to fill out the other parts. So I believe the problem on the bottom of the page has a different portion filled out, right? I think it has the graph filled out. Yep. So we need to go from there and try to fill out other things. Do you guys feel like you could probably start that on your own, or should we do that together yet? Why don't you take 5 minutes, see what part of this you can fill out. Now, in terms of the scenario, I actually don't care one bit what you put for that. Like, you can be as basic as you want. So, shoot. So like the equation we had up top was negative 1.6x plus 20. The real life scenario that I would find acceptable is you can say it starts at 20 and goes down by 1.6 each time. Like you don't have to have a scenario where it stands for gas remaining and hours driven. Just write some words that say what the equation and information is. See if you can fill this one out, and then we'll do it together in a second here, for a couple minutes. Hey, you're supposed to be more awake now. You ate and had, I don't know, you eat this disgusting thing every day.
Don't. This is what my
Cinnamon creamy cheese mini bagel.
This is cheesy. This is what my 7th grade social teacher is talking. Don't ick someone's yum.
Don't ick someone's yum. It's actually pretty fair. I would find that probably gross. I would probably still eat it. Don't worry about the scenario. I'm more worried about you filling out the actual information, not the scenario. I'm starting to think you don't actually need to charge it
No,
Chromebook.
for real, I have to charge.
I see. Now the weird part is we're not actually using Chromebook.
Oh yeah, just at the time, so.
Oh, I see. Maddie, I don't think I've called on you for a while. Do you think you could help me start any part of this? Like, what did you do first? In the table? Okay. Okay, so you basically did the two that were shown. That was a good idea. That's what I would have done as well. I didn't hear any of that. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were finding where it crossed at nice spots? Sure, that absolutely works. The other way you could have done it is because this went up 3 and this went up 2, is you could continue the pattern. So you were basically doing the exact same thing from the graph, but if we didn't have a graph, you could have continued by using the pattern. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 0, 2, 4, 6. And those are the exact same 2 points that were over there. So good, very good start. Who's going? Quinn. What would you do next? I would say either the equation or the scenario. The scenario is generally easier to write once you have the equation. Sure. Where does it start? Or, excuse me. Actually, I don't care how you write it. What's the slope?
1.5.
How come? I'm starting to wonder if I wrote the answer pretty wrong now. How come it's going up by 1.5 instead of going up by 3 like our pattern did? Perfect. The pattern of going up 3, the x values go up by 2. And whenever you're talking about slope, it has to be how much does it go up or down per one thing. So if there was a 1 in here, that's the number we'd write at the bottom. Very good. And then it starts at 3. Okay, good. Should I just call on Jocelyn then? Okay,
You said something.
you did. You did. We're breaking the rules. I was hoping you could tell me the scenario in super basic terms, as in, where do these numbers start and how much do they change?
Starts at 3. Goes up 5 with 3.
That's perfect. The reason I prefer this writing over you trying to come up with a scenario like the car is because this writing helps you better understand what the numbers in the equation stand for. Like if you write this enough time, you get that the y-intercept is where something starts. And then you will get that the slope is how much it changes. So just from repetition, it's like practicing, right? Like volleyball. Anybody on the volleyball team already knows how to play volleyball, but they go practice every day to make it better, make it automatic. Like if a ball comes at you super fast, you're just gonna automatically try to hit it without thinking about it. So that's kind of the point of how homework works too. Like you're trying to do it so that it becomes easy for you. How are we feeling about this? Any questions on something you could fill out on your own? Okay, Henry, finish this off on the bottom. What's your prediction that the height will be at 8 seconds? And how would you predict that?
You go up by 3 and up by 2.
You absolutely can do it that way. Because the next box in the table would have been 8, 15. There was another way we could have done it. No, because the graph doesn't go up at 8 seconds. You would have been right if it did though. How would we have found the answer from the equation? Close. We would actually put 8 in place of X for this problem, because the 8 represents the seconds. So you put it in place of whichever letter it stands for. So either way, we would get 15. Nice job, Henry. Okay. Honestly, I feel like you're pretty decent at this by now. Pretty much everybody I've called on has been able to kind of guide me. So the homework, I believe, is 4 of these problems. It is page 24 and 25. And we've got roughly a half hour left. During that time, if somebody didn't get to turn in anything yesterday or still has stuff they want me to put in, I can do that. Shockingly, we don't have that many weeks left of the trimester, because the trimester ends at Thanksgiving, right? The next week is Halloween. So we basically have 1 month and 1 week. The end of the trimester. We only have, the test on this packet is our last actual test for the grade book. So there isn't that long left, and if you guys want to affect or change your grade, you kind of have to do something about it now. I don't take homework like the last week or week and a half of the trimester. Like people who try to like make things up right at the end, I don't take that. So if you guys want to do something about your grade, definitely start it now. And I can help you if you want help with it. Otherwise,